The following is a video presentation of a morning worship service at Orrville Baptist Church.
Tonight, join back with us. We have a good time on Sunday nights. 6 o'clock, we'll meet for evening worship. Also, you'll see the Bible study for youth and children tonight as well. Wednesday, up in the Hayes building, 6:30, we have the Hour of Power. We're going through a Bible study. We've been talking about, currently in James, transformational reading of Scripture. We'll do that for a couple more weeks and then go through another book of the Bible. But join us on Wednesday. We have a really good time over in Hayes as well. And then I'm going to have Sam talk about the Children's Spring Lake Party.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to remind you, it has been in the highlight for the past couple of weeks, but I'll announce it this morning that we will have a Youth and Children's Spring Lake Party out on Lake Hartwell. This will be this coming Saturday now, April the 29th. And we'll be out there starting about 10 a.m. all the way through about 2 in the afternoon, or whenever. We'll have hot dogs for lunch and some other food items. There will be plenty of things to do on the water, and there will be some stuff on the shore as well, just in case the water is too cool. So I want to encourage you to mark that on your calendars. If you have children, grandchildren, whomever, bring them out. We'd love to have them. I have with me directions to where we will be. So if you need that, we'll be at John and Laura Gambrell's place on Lake Hartwell. If you need directions to that, just come see me after the service and I will give you a sheet with it. Also, if you have kids and grandchildren, especially of a smaller, lower age, please do bring a life jacket for them. We want to make sure that they are safe and have everything that they need, so please do that. We don't have very many extras, but again, if you need directions, just see me after the service and I will be glad to give those to you.
And then also on May 20th, on May 20th, there's going to be a church trip to Soapstone Church. It's in Pickens. Charlene's been putting that together. It's an interesting thing that they do, I think once a month or once a quarter. They have a fish fry. There's a sign-up sheet in the vestibule. I think there's 29 spots. There's a few already taken, so you want to get in on that, go ahead and sign up. Charlene will be able to tell you more information in the highlight and in next week's bulletin, but long story short, this is a historic church. They are attempting to get on the historic registry. It's a black church, and they have, Charlene will know, I think it's 3 times in their history they have been burned down by the KKK. She knows more about the story, but from what I understand, the ones who are there now may be the children, and they're trying to keep that place running, that church open. They do this as a fundraiser every so often to raise funds for the church in order to keep up the church and maintain a promise they would always keep it open. So, neat story, neat history. If you're interested in going on that trip, sign up sheet in the very back. You'll get more information in the next week's bulletin and also in the upcoming highlight. about the Lord being resurrected, about Christ living. And then also talk about the implications that had for the entire world. That there is a reality called heaven. There is a reality called hell. There's a real eternal state for all people. That sermon was given at the Jewish temple, where Peter and John had healed a lame man. They drew a huge crowd, and that man began leaping and praising God. And more and more people are showing up saying, what is going on? They all know this man. How could this possibly happen? And that's where we pick up. That's where we left off. What a nice place to leave last week. What such good news that this lame man who had never walked, never knew what it was to walk. And then to see the piercing sermon that Peter gave, just an incredible account to close out Acts 3. And then we get to Acts 4. Before we get into Acts 4, I want us to think about something. This is a little bit different from my usual way to start a sermon, but I want to just think for just a few minutes. We've been going through Acts. We've seen the birth of the church. We've seen how the church kind of first started in this journey. We spent some time talking about who is the church? What does the church do? Asking that question, what makes the church the church? We also talked about things that we might call church. Doesn't really mean it's an essential for the church. We want to ask that question. What is it that makes the church? And it's the people. And what is it that happens after the church? It's the work of Christ through the people. It's healthy for us to do that from time to time. To ask those questions. What is it that if it were gone would still remain as the church? And it's you who have gathered here this morning. It's us as a body of Christ. It's the things that we do together in the name of Christ that makes us the church. Sometimes we hear the word, quote, church, and we think building. We think sanctuary. Sometimes we even think nice clothes. Those are just ultimately, at the very end of the day, ultimately those are all just things, objects. It does not make the church the church. So I told you we're going to begin a little differently. The weather actually worked out nicely for this. If you're the kind of person who, when you need to imagine something, if you need to close your eyes, I'm not going to think you're sleeping. It's okay. You can close your eyes at this moment if you're one of those people who needs to imagine stuff with your eyes closed. I want you to imagine something for me right now. Entertain me for a minute. I want you to think that it's a little past midnight right now. I know it's kind of hard because even with this cloudy weather outside, it's still natural light coming through this beautiful sanctuary. But imagine right now it's a little past midnight. Total darkness outside. Pitch black outside. You can't see anything. And yet people are here. I want you to imagine it's past midnight and you walked here. You walked to this building. People started arriving at 9 p.m. The first person arrived at 9 p.m. There's a reason for that. Now you really can't fall asleep. I'm giving you every opportunity to as well. Oh my goodness. They have so many lights. Hey, where are those? That's not it. Sam, where are you at, man? He's already told me. I guess that'll do it for now. All right, you're not allowed to fall asleep. Total darkness inside. First person arrives at 9 p.m. Second person arrives at 9:05. Third person arrives at 9:10. Every 5 to 7 minutes, a new person walks in. There's a reason why it's done that way. You don't want to have a huge crowd all coming at once because it would draw attention. So you individually, every 5 minutes, walk into this church. Walk into this building. Through that front entrance. Maybe through a side entrance. Maybe through the floor. Maybe a door has been placed there that you have to pop up and go underground first. And as you start to open this, I know you're all facing forward, but as you start and open this first door, and you can't let it bang, so you just slowly let the door close back. You look and you start walking. And all you see at the very front, where our altar is a tiny light. One single flame. A lantern. As you go closer and closer, you start to look to the right, you start to look to the left. And the only thing you can make out are the white, round eyes. Your fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. All you can make out is the white around their eyes, and as you make eye contact, you might see a little joyful smile. All in pitch black darkness with a single lantern flame, the only source of illumination. No lights are on, because if the lights were on from the outside, you would see the place lit up. Draw more attention to ourselves. If you wear your finest clothes as you're walking in the street, people will think, why are they headed to something nice right now? Doesn't make any sense. So you all gather as normal street clothes, look as inconspicuous as possible. No attention being given to yourself. And you find a seat finally, and you're sitting shoulder to shoulder with your brothers and sisters in Christ. You are packed into seats like sardines. No spaces between you. There's a reason for all of this, because the man up front, the one who is preaching, has no microphone. This luxury right here, hanging on my pocket, gone. No such thing as a microphone. In fact, what I'm doing right now, yelling, should not happen, because someone might hear. And so you all have to sit up front, and you all have to sit shoulder to shoulder, and the pastor speaks sitting down very quietly. Some in the back getting to hear what I'm saying. Because you don't want to draw any attention to yourself. You look around, and sometimes with the right flicker, you might see graffiti on the walls. You might see symbols of blasphemy from other groups outside the church who have come in and wrecked the place. On a day like today, or not like tonight, I should say, it's raining outside. You actually might feel rain because there's a big hole in the roof from where an explosion rocked the building last week. And yet you still gather together, and you still sit. And sometimes it's so quiet outside and there's not a peep going on that it's even dangerous to talk from the front. And so the church gathers, silent, not praying out loud. The pastor doesn't even preach a sermon because it's too risky. They all just gather. They all just lock eyes. They all just smile at one another, and they all just pray silently, praying to God. Complete darkness, complete silence, and yet somehow, in some inexplicable way, there is joy to be found. It's an amazing thing that happens, and if I had to bet, it's happening right now. Right now, somewhere in the world, that same scenario is taking place. It's an unbelievable thing. Even in the darkness, there is a light that cannot be taken away. Even in the silence, there is a roar that cannot be extinguished. Even in the face of death, there is life everlasting. This is happening all across our globe right now. Incredibly difficult for us to wrap our heads around. I'm going to attempt the lights again. Let's see how this goes. If you remember last week, I should say 2 weeks ago, on Palm Sunday, you remember waking up to the news, or maybe you didn't wake up to the news, because as far as I can tell, there wasn't a whole lot said about it. Coptic Christians in Egypt joining for Palm Sunday for worship when an explosion happened. People were destroyed. Children were destroyed. People were killed because they wanted to join together for worship. They got a very passing mention in the news, and that's about it. I did not see more than 5 minutes of coverage about what happened. All on Palm Sunday. Pretty important day. I don't know if you saw it or not, because again, passing news did not get much coverage at all. If you happen to see it, nearly brought tears to my eyes. Last week was Easter. in Egypt, where just 1 week previously, bombs went off at a church. 1 week after that attack, pictures began circulating of Easter Sunday. There was not a single place to sit down because it was so packed. Standing room only. Because people wanted to come to worship the King. 1 week after lives were actually taken in Egypt, people came and the place was absolutely packed with worship. It's an incredible, incredible sight to behold. I would encourage you when you go home today, if you haven't seen it already, just go. Type in Egypt and Google. Egypt 2017 Easter. You're going to see it. It's an amazing set of pictures. You'll find it if you look. Of people that just have no other option. They must go worship. Unbelievable to me. And it just goes to show that as crafty and as cunning as the enemy is, his work, Satan's work, is so self-defeating. It is so fruitless. What he means to harm the church with, God uses for his glory. It's incredible. And it happens time and time again, and has been happening throughout history. If we had time, we'll do some more of this next week. If we had time, we would run through some incredible events that have happened throughout history in which persecution hit. And God used it in amazing ways. We'll actually see it as we go through Acts. But make no mistake about it. Persecution of any form, I don't care if it's harmless socially, if it's within the law, if it's legal persecution, no matter what it is, all of it, every single ounce of it, from the smallest little instance to the biggest, most lethal destruction of humankind, it is purely satanic. It is from Satan. Every bit of it, from the whisper to the loudest scream, is from the enemy. We're starting chapter 4 of Acts today. We've seen the birth of the church in this book. Now we see the birth of Christian persecution. This is where it starts. If you want to get technical, if you want to get technical about when Christian persecution started, it happened with our Lord and Savior when they nailed him to a cross. But as far as when the church saw the first instance of persecution, we have come to it in Acts 4. What do we say every single week in Acts? We've been saying it every single Sunday. Christ is still at work. Christ is still at work. Christ is still at work in His church. And it's nonstop. We have to remind ourselves of that. I want you to know something else as well. Not only is Christ still at work, the enemy is still at work. Understand that right now. Christ is still at work in the church today. The enemy is still at work outside of the church. And sadly and unfortunately, and I hate to say it, but a lot of times the enemy is at work inside the church as well. Inside our ranks. We're going to come back to this idea a good bit for the next 2 weeks. And we'll actually see it throughout the book of Acts as we journey along. Because this theme does not go away at all. I want us to start with verses 1 through 4 in Acts chapter 4. So follow along or listen with me. Verse 1. As they were speaking to the people, the priest and the captain of the temple guard and the Sadducees came up to them, being greatly disturbed, because they were teaching the people and proclaiming in Jesus the resurrection from the dead. And they laid hands on them and put them in jail until the next day, where it was already evening. But many of those who had heard the message believed. And the number of the men came to be about 5,000. The very first point I want us to remember this morning, Christian persecution is the denial of truth. Christian persecution is the denial of truth. You've seen it throughout history. You've seen religious groups come into war and conflict with one another. People will talk about Christians in a bad way with the Crusades. Understand this, the Crusades had nothing to do with my Jesus. Religious factions who can't get along because of their differences. And it's not just religion. We've had race wars over because skin is different. You'll see the higher class look down on the lower class. Why? Because they're different. It's a human sin problem. We don't like people who are not like us. But the church, as Christians, we are transformed people. We no longer hold to those beliefs. We don't look at the world the same way. We're not talking about a war between religious factions here. We're talking about something completely different right at this very moment. It's been birthed right now. Christian persecution is not Christians versus someone else. Christian persecution is oppression of Christians by someone because of their faith. Not to take up arms, not to try to overthrow some government. That's not what's happening. It's not a war. It's being persecuted for their faith. This is not a war. This is not a fight. You don't see Peter and John amassing an army. You see them having hands laid on them by who? The religious elite of the day. Look who approaches them in chapter 4, verses 1 through 4. Who is it? It's the priest. It's the temple captain. Basically the chief of police at this point. And Luke specifically points out by name. Who's he say? The Sadducees. You ever wondered about the difference in the Sadducees and the Pharisees? We can talk about them for a second. I don't really know who's worse between the two, between Sadducees and Pharisees. If they were both playing a game of football, I'd pull for the referees. The Pharisees added man-made law. They had oral law, they had oral tradition. They put that right up there with the written law. You got this, or you have this on top, and you have this on top, and you have this on top. They were a group of self-righteous sticklers, and they had self-righteous words, and they had self-righteous intentions, but they were blue-collar people, ultimately. They represented the people of the day. Now, obviously I have a problem with that. I have a major problem with the Pharisees and what they did. Sometimes we inherit their traditions as well, unfortunately. But as much as they cause me to be nauseated with their ways, their beliefs, and their self-righteousness, it's the Sadducees who make my stomach turn. It's gut-wrenching. They're equally as guilty. They make me sick, to be honest. They're white-collar criminals. Equally guilty in what they have done in trespasses, but differently. They composed the majority of the Sanhedrin, the high council. They had a lot of pull, a lot of rank, a lot of influence. They were the majority of the high priests. They were the ruling class. They were the politicians of the day. As far as what they believed, they did not believe in an afterlife. They held to a more, you die, and, well, you're dead. There is no resurrection. So you can see why this would be a problem with Jesus. They didn't just deny resurrection in general. They explicitly denied his resurrection or the chance of anyone else. And so the good news is they didn't accept the oral law that the Pharisees had given. They stuck to the written word. The bad news is they couldn't even look at their own written word to see what it said. So they're both equally guilty. They're both equally nauseating. And this is when I said that they drive me crazy. They make me kind of sick. This is the point that I'm getting at with the Sadducees. They're just amazing phenomenon that happens about every 3 to 4 years here. It starts about 3 years later, and the 4th year really gets ramped up. We just went through one. It's called election. And about 3 years after a new election, you'll start seeing people jockey for position. You'll start seeing the politicians start to chirp. And it's this incredible miracle happens every time election season begins. Every single time. You all will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say it. Every 3 years, there will be about 2 or 3 politicians who you have never heard of associated with Christianity in their entire life will suddenly, and very timely, I will say, have this large interest in Jesus. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. Why this sudden outburst happened with about 2 to 3 politicians every 3 to 4 years as they pander to voters? Where Jesus becomes a party ticket. Or he becomes a motivation for voters. I wonder why that happens every 3 to 4 years. You have people like the Sadducees with that spirit to blame. People who wanted their politics to influence their religion more than their religion influence their politics. They were driven by power, driven by politics, driven by the things of the day, not driven by the truth. Still happening today. People still being pandered to by the elite society. Making our Jesus, making our King, the risen Savior, the one who defeated death, nothing more than a bumper sticker. Nothing more than a power grab. It's sad. I think you all, in 3 years, come back to this and say, oh yeah, there it is. There it is all over again. It's been happening for decades. And it'll continue to happen. And so now you've got two apostles. What are they doing? They're teaching about the resurrection, something that goes against completely what the Sadducees believe and teach. There's a reality of heaven. There's a reality of hell. There's complications. There's implications. There's a risen King. So surely they'll have a problem with it. They keep him overnight. They lock him up, as it says in verses 1 through 4. Why they lock him up? Because it's getting late. Peter and John came for the afternoon prayers. They've been preaching and teaching for a couple of hours now, and it's now too late to have the council try to gather up. So they say, just put them in jail. We'll deal with this tomorrow. Then we'll rule over them. This is where the persecution starts. Hatred. Denial of the truth. Not only did the name and the work of Jesus threaten their religious beliefs, but it threatened their rule of power as well. What would happen if the majority of this crowd that were there began to believe? What would happen if a riot started over these teachings? What's their reaction? The religious elite of the day. Lock away the truth. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and the life. The truth. To reject Jesus is to reject that truth. To deny Jesus is to deny truth itself. This is what you first find here. It's exactly how persecution starts. Every single time. First, you have to quench the truth. You must get the truth out of the way. Why? Why do people hate the truth? We've said it several times in the past couple months. Because it opens us up. It exposes us. This is why the scriptures are called alive. This is why they're called living, because they pierce us. It opens up our chest and it shows us who we really are. And listen, 9 times out of 10, people don't like that. We don't like being told who we really are. We think we have an image of ourselves. We think that we know who we are. The scriptures come around and say, no, you don't. I'll show you who you really are. Jesus is a giant light that exposes all of mankind for who we truly are. And people are going to scatter from that light. And eventually they're going to become bitter at that light. And finally they're going to try to take the light out. The problem is you can't. The problem is the light cannot be extinguished. And as we've seen over the years, as we see right here in Acts 4, people will try. They will at least make the attempt. So what do? You deny. You deny and you deny. At the end of the day, it's all for nothing. At the end of the day, it's all for nothing. Look at verse 4. But many of these who had heard the message believed, and the number of the men came to be about 5,000. Every single time you see the Spirit moving in Acts, you see an outbreak of revival. Every single time. Not a few here, not a few there, but masses of people coming to repent and believe, to know Jesus. The church continues to grow and grow and grow, and so the authorities, they sought to what? Deny it all. Quench the truth. Even take the ones who are delivering that truth, take them captive and lock them up. We'll do what we can to silence the truth. And yet the Spirit is continually at work through all of this. And you see thousands more. Now the church has grown to over 5,000 people. It's incredible. And all the while, the ones who deliver that news are taken away in jail cells. It's unreal to me. Brings us to our very next point, verses 5 through 7. I've already said it once. Christian persecution is fruitless. Absolutely fruitless. next day, the rulers and elders and scribes were gathered together in Jerusalem. And Annas, the high priest, was there. And Caiaphas, and John, and Alexander, and all who were of high priestly descent. When they had placed them in the center, they began to inquire by what power and what name have you done this? If you look at the Gospels, if you look specifically in the book of John, chapters 11, chapter 18, you see familiar names there. Very familiar names there. You'll see them right there in Acts 4. With their differences aside, Pharisees, Sadducees, they come together. And what do? They plot. How can we kill this pesky Jesus? How can we murder this man? How can we do this behind the scenes to have him killed? How can we plot and meet behind the scenes to carry this out? And then you'll notice as you go through those two chapters especially, you'll see some familiar names that we just read in Acts 4. Caiaphas and his father-in-law, Annas. Both a part of that scheming. Both there in John. Weeks and weeks and weeks before all this happens, they were there, meeting, plotting, how can we kill this man? The same men who met with the priests and the rulers of the shadows to have Jesus killed. Oh my goodness. This is the kind of drama I like in Scripture. This is good stuff. Only God can write this kind of drama. You don't find this on daytime television. This is amazing to me. Gets me going, gets me excited. So think about Jesus and his history with the temple. Think about a few times, I'll do two in particular. A young lad early in his life, what happens with Jesus? He goes to the temple, Mary and Joseph are there, they go home. Who watched the movie Home Alone? Is that just my generation? Little Macaulay Culkin gets left at home? Well, Jesus gets left at home. That's the first movie. Everything else is just secret. And so what do Mary and Joseph do? They freak out. They flip out. Oh my goodness, where is he? They travel back. They find him. Where is he? He's in the temple. Does anyone remember what he says when Mary's like, what are you doing this to us? She's hurt. Does anyone remember what Jesus says to her? He says, why are you looking for me? I'm doing my thing. Why are you searching for me? I'm not at home. I'm doing God's work. I'm right here. Answering questions. The people were amazed at the wisdom he was showing. How could this young lad be so intelligent about the Scriptures? How could they understand it? And Mary was marveled by it. Just couldn't believe it. You know I had to be at my Father's house. Why are you looking for me? And then later, Jesus grows up. Pesky old Jesus once again goes to the temple. He sees how money is being handled at the temple. He sees how, money's not a bad thing. But when it becomes the focus and when it's used in a very wrong way, especially within the church, God is not pleased by it. God is not happy about it. God is insulted by it. And so what is the reaction of the king? He flips the tables. He cleanses the temple. He chases people out in rage. And what does he say? My house will be a house of prayer, but you are making it a den of robbers. He takes the temple very seriously. The truth comes. It cannot be hidden. This is why Christian persecution is fruitless. Because no matter how much truth is denied, it cannot be hidden. And so that Jesus, the one who kept hold of the temple as a boy, the one who cleansed the temple, the one who caused so many problems for the elite status quo of the day, what did they do? They plotted. Get rid of him, get rid of him, get rid of him, have him killed, and did it happen? Yes. Finally, a solution to all our problems. He's gone. We don't have to worry about him anymore. And now Jesus has returned, literally from the grave, spiritually, in his people. Do you see why Christian persecution is absolutely fruitless? They nailed the only hope for mankind on a cross and killed it. It still wasn't enough. Because it can't be done. You cannot undo the will of God and his plan. You cannot kill the Son and hope that all the problems will go away. No, no, no. There's news for those people. The stone being rolled away is the worst possible news for them. Because the light cannot be overcome by the darkness. The light exposes the darkness. And now the light had risen. All of their efforts, all of their plotting, all of their actions, all of the nails, all of the blood, all of the cheering afterwards, all of the happiness, and now they don't have to worry about Jesus anymore, it's all for naught. Because he lives and he reigns. When they had placed him in the center, they began to inquire, verse 7, by what power or in what name have you done this? I want you to notice something. This is a perfect picture of the human condition. The human condition that hates truth. This is a perfect picture of what happens when people deny truth. What had the apostles just done at the temple gates? Aside from preaching, what just took place? A miracle. They healed a lame man. And what did they ask? In what name? In what power did you do this? Did they deny the miracle? No. They know the miracle took place. They witnessed it. They don't deny the miracle. They deny the truth and how it happened. That's amazing to me. How else can you explain it? There's no explanation, yet they say no. They don't say the miracle didn't happen. They say, how did this happen? Because they know deep down. Unreal to me. Absolutely incredible to me. For all their work, they're now going to have to come face to face with the work of Christ. The work they never thought they would see again. This brings us to our final point. We're coming to a close. Verses 8 through 12. Follow with me. Then Peter, filled with the Holy Spirit, said to them, rulers and elders of the people. Remember, this is in response, okay? This is in response to the question. By what power and what name have you done this? Rulers and elders of the people, if we are on trial today for a benefit done to a sick man as to how this man has been made well, verse 10, I love this. Let it be known to all of you and to all the people of Israel that by the name of Jesus Christ of Nazarene, whom you crucified, whom God raised from the dead, by this name this man stands here before you in good health. Verse 11. He is the stone which was rejected by you, the builders, but which became the chief cornerstone. Verse 12. Beautiful, beautiful passage. And there is salvation in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven that has been given among men by which we must be saved. Our last point today is Christian persecution. It opens an opportunity. We talked about this a little bit last time. It's unreal to me how you see God use persecution. Sometimes it's hard to expand on verses, and verses 8 through 12, how do I expand that? It's so good by itself. Look at how Peter addresses them. There's no fear in his voice. Zero. No fear. We said it the past, I think, 3 weeks. This is the same guy. Remember? Remember what he did. What did he do with the truth? He denied it 3 times. Denied it, denied it, denied it. And now we've seen a whole different man. A completely different man. No longer can he deny the truth. No longer can he try to contain the truth, deny Jesus. He has to get it out. He has great conviction. Spiritual, holy, perfect conviction over who Jesus is and what Jesus has done. Over a risen Savior. And he continuously proclaims the truth of this King. And in the face of these men, points at them and says, you did it. You crucified. This is the second time he's done that now. You, at your hands, nailed him to a cross. He's alive. And it's by his name this happened. It's amazing to me. Matthew 10:28 says this, do not fear those who kill the body, but are unable to kill the soul, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both the soul and body in hell. What can man do at the end of the day? Nothing. What can man do to you? I ask each and every person in this room to think about that. What can another man outside of these walls or even and inside this building, what can a man do to you? Nothing. There is nothing anyone can ever do to you. Kill you? Take your life? Sure. But what is that? Can someone take you out? Yes. Can someone kill the flesh? Yes. Can anyone, other than God, do anything to your soul? Not a chance. And you'll see the ones who go through the Scriptures who know that. Men like Peter, who can look at faith, or look at death in the face and say, there's nothing you can do to me. Nothing. I come here to show the truth, to deliver the truth, to tell the truth about a risen son that you killed. They have every chance to kill them right there, and Peter has zero amount of fear. Fleshly fear? Sure. But as far as what will happen to his soul, he knows his home. He knows what will happen to him. He knows what would happen to all of the church if they were to be ripped apart. He sees an opportunity, yet again, that vision we talked about a few weeks ago, to proclaim Jesus as the author of salvation, the author of life. The stone that Israel rejected, the stone that was thrown away, and yet Peter proclaims now he's the cornerstone of all. He's the foundation of everything, of life itself. This man he crucified. This is only part one of our talk on persecution. We'll do part two next week. But I want you to understand something. If you've read the book of Acts and you're familiar with it, you know what happens. You know what is to come in this book. Understand, this is the way Christian persecution starts. With a whisper. With a question. How have you done this? What are you saying? It doesn't start with a roar, it starts with a whisper. Seeps into society, it seeps into culture. Innocent. Maybe socially. In ways that we really don't think about. We think we know what persecution is. We think we have an understanding of what persecution is. We have no idea. No clue what persecution is. I'm not saying that we must, hear me out, I'm not saying we must endure and go through persecution to grow. I don't want to give the wrong impression. I'm not trying to say that we have to for us to grow. But what we typically call persecution is, in fact, not persecution. The whispers have started. The whispers have begun. I do not know if there will one day be a war here or not. I have no clue. I think the trend is there that one day it will probably break out. If I had to guess. But I don't have futuristic knowledge to know that. But the whispers have already started. You're already seeing it. You've seen it for a while in place. Truth become rejected. We live in a culture, we live in a society in which truth is completely thrown out the window. The better question is not what is truth, but how do you feel? And that's how we operate with everything in life nowadays. Almost every facet, I don't care if it's work, if it's social life, if it's friends, you name it. Almost everything that we do in this world in America is operated under one question: how does it make you feel? Still. No longer do we value truth. No longer do we value what is truth. We value how does it make us feel as people. It's crazy. The whispers are here. What will that turn into? I don't know. I have no idea. We'll talk about this more in part 2 next week. But I want you to think about something. Every single time, every single instance you see Christian persecution happen, every single time throughout history, guess what happens? Guess what happens when Christian persecution happens in the world? You see an explosion of the gospel. Every time. Almost never fails. You see the gospel spread. There's a reason for that. There's a real reason why that happens. Because you see people truly stand up for their faith. And you see the ones who call themselves Christians but have no idea who God is. You see what happens to them as well. They shut their mouths and they hide. And you see people like Peter stand up in the face of opposition and say, I don't care. I have If it means that I die in my flesh, fine. There's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can do. Why is Christian persecution so fruitless? Because the truth cannot be hidden. No matter how hard the enemy tries, it can never be quenched. If you've been thinking about maybe this kind of subject for a while, and you've never truly thought, you know what, I'm not sure I have what it takes to be a Christian. Or I've been going to church for a while, and maybe I'm not really who I say I am. I'll give you an opportunity to come down forward and talk. Everyone thinks, yeah, you hear it all the time. You'll hear it out in the streets too. You'll hear this constantly. People will start thinking about faith. They have these ideas that if you become a Christian, life just becomes so much more pleasant and so much more easier. All your problems tend to go away. It would probably give you more problems if we're being completely honest. And just like that church that we did this scenario with earlier, with all the lights on. You remember what I said about the people? They had joy. It's not an easy road. Being a part of the church, being a Christian, being a follower of Christ, it's not easy. We shouldn't be telling people that it is. It's not a promise of an easy road. But it is a promise of joy. I can't offer anyone anything. I can give you some good advice. If you have questions, I can be there for you. I can be there to celebrate with you when things are good. I can be there to mourn with you when things are bad. But I can't promise you anything other than joy. And that only comes from pride. That comes from nothing from me. Clinging to the promise of knowing what life is and knowing what everlasting life is. That's all. I cannot give you that strict in Scripture. That's it. You might have more and more problems after your conversion than you do before. I don't know. All I know is it's not a promise of an easy road. And being a Christian is not a solution to life's problems, but it is the truth. And if you seek to know the truth, and maybe for the first time, if you say, you know what, I do need to know the truth. I need to need the truth. And the truth needs to know me. If that's on your heart, I beg of you and I plead with you to talk to me. We'll have an invitation. If you want to come down here and pray and talk, that's great. I applaud you to. I don't want you to bow your head and close your eyes and raise a hand if you said a prayer. I want you to come down front and people will celebrate with you. I'm telling you, there'll be no more people. People here would jump for joy to see what God does in the life of His people, calling His people home. If that's you and you'd like to talk, I encourage you to come down front or talk to me at some point. This week, I encourage you to also go home and read the rest of Acts 4. It's a hard subject to talk about. I see the phases are different when you talk about persecution and when you talk about something else in church. You can see it. It's a little bit more of a heavy subject. We'll do part 2 of this next week. And as humbling as going through persecution is, and as hard as it is for us to walk through this journey together, make no mistake about it, there is unmistakable joy to be found in God being glorified in this. Nothing encourages me more than seeing that picture from Easter in Egypt. People that lost loved ones joining together to worship God. That's beautiful. You can't tell me God's not glorified in that. It's unmistakable joy. Let's have that in the Lord's.